A number of twisting passages gave me endless pleasure. Among them were squirrels and snakes and butterflies. The tree was older than the house, older than the grandfather, as old as Dehradun itself. I could hide myself in its branches behind thick green leaves and spy on the world below. My first friend was a small grey squirrel, arching his back and sniffing into air. He seemed at first to resent my invasion of his privacy, but when he found that I did not arm myself with catapult or air gun, he became friendly, and when I started bringing him pieces of cake and biscuit, he grew quite bold and was soon taking morsels from hand. Before long, he was delving into my pockets and helping himself to whatever he could find. He was a very young squirrel, and his friends and relatives probably thought him foolish and headstrong for trusting a human. In the spring,
wait, Ayush. Okay, children, I think we have already gone through this chapter. So we can see that the author is talking about a tree. Okay. He is saying that the tree was older than Dehradun, and he is saying that belongs to me. Why is saying that the tree belongs to me, not to his grandfather?
Ma'am, because his grandfather is of 65 and could no longer climb on it.
Yes, because grandfather could not climb the tree, and that's why the author is saying that the tree belongs to him because it was he who could climb the tree and he can spend most of his time on the tree. What he was doing on the tree? What he was doing on the tree?
Ma'am, he can hide himself in its branches.
What else?
And ma'am, spy on the world below.
Yes, spy on the world below. Plus, did he make
Ma'am,
any library?
play with his animal friends.
Whenever he gets bored, he just went to his tree and sit on the branches and what he do?
Ma'am, give the food to their friend.
Yes, what else he does?
Squirrels.
He also read books over there. He has made a small library over there, and he was reading books over there. Okay. What was the name of his first friend?
Ma'am, a little gray squirrel.
What lesson he is giving to us by this paragraph? That he is friendly to squirrel. What lesson he is giving to us?
Ma'am, that we should be kind from animals.
We should be kind to animals. We should not hurt them and we should love them. Yes, very good. Next, Ritul, read. In the spring.
In the spring, when the banyan tree was full of small red figs, birds of all kinds would flock into its branches. The red-bottomed bulbul, cheerful and greedy parrots, myna and crows, squabbling with one another. During the fig season, the banyan tree was the noisiest place in the garden.
Halfway up the tree.
Up the tree, I had built a crude platform where I would spend the afternoons. When it was not too hot, I could read there, propping myself up against the tree with a cushion from the living room. Treasure Island. Huckleberry Finn and the story of
Huckleberry Finn and the story of Dr. Dolittle World.
Dr. Dolittle World. Some of the books that made up my banyan tree library.
Okay, wait, Ritul. So in the spring, the author is telling us about the banyan tree, which was full of small red figs. Birds of all kinds are coming there, and they are sitting on the branches. They are very cheerful, as there are flowers everywhere, and there are birds like parrots, myna, and crows. They are fighting with one another for the food. During the fig season, the banyan tree was the noisiest place in the garden. That the animals were fighting with each other. Birds are fighting with each other. Okay. Halfway up the tree, I had built a crude platform where he could spend his time while reading books. Which kind of books he is reading? He has named some of the books. Can you tell me, children?
Ma'am, Treasure Island, Huckleberry Finn, and the story of Dr. Dolittle.
Very good. Joel, now you read. Joel, read now.
When I did not feel like reading, I could look down through the leaves at the world below. And on one particular afternoon, I had a grandstand view of that classic of the Indian wilds, a fight between a mongoose and a cobra.
So
The warm
when he did not feel like reading, what he is doing, he's looking. He's looking here and there, and he's saying that a grandstand view from where he could observe the things very clearly. So what he has observed from there, what he has observed from there,
Ma'am, he saw a fight between a mongoose and a cobra.
very good. Now, Laksh, read better.
Okay. The warm breeze of approaching summer had sent everyone, including the gardener, into house. I was feeling drowsy myself,
Drowsy.
wondering
I
if
was feeling drowsy myself.
I was feeling drowsy myself, wondering if I should to go to the pond and have a swim with Ramu and the buffaloes when I saw a huge black cobra gliding
Gliding
out
out.
of
Gliding out of what?
gliding out of a clump of cactus. At the same time, a mongoose
Emerged from
emerged
the bushes.
from the bushes and went straight for the cobra.
Okay, so it was very hot in the summer when he was feeling very lazy. He was thinking that I should go to the pond with Ramu and will swim with the buffaloes. So when he saw a huge black cobra, which was coming out from the branches of cactus, at the same time, a mongoose also came out from the bushes and went straight for the cobra. Next, Prapti, read. Prapti, read in a clearing.
Ma'am, please tell from where because I entered now.
8th paragraph in a clearing.
Oh, okay, ma'am. In a clearing beneath the banyan tree in bright sunshine, they came face to face. The cobra knew only too well that the grey mongoose, 3 feet long, was a super fighter, clever and aggressive, but the cobra too was a skillful and experienced fighter. He could move swiftly and strike with the speed of light, and the sacks behind his long, sharp fangs were full of deadly poison. It was to be a battle of a champions.
So now in this paragraph, author is describing the cobra and the mongoose, how the cobra looks like. He was a skillful and experienced fighter who could move swiftly and strike with the speed of light. And the fangs behind his long, sharp fangs were full of deadly poison. You can see here fangs, long, sharp teeth. And it was a fight of two champions where mongoose is 3 feet long and he was a superb fighter. And he was clever and aggressive. Aggressive means he gets angry very, very easily. Okay, quite aggressive. Aditya, read now.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Hissing defiance, his forked tongue darting in and out, the cobra raised 3 of his 6 feet off the ground and spread his broad spectacle hood. The mongoose bushed his tail. The long hair on his spine stood up. Though the combatants were unaware of my presence in the tree, they were soon made aware of the arrival of 2 other spectators. One was a myna, the other was a jungly crow. The Jungle Crow. They had seen these precautions. Ma'am, please scroll up. Ma'am, please scroll up a little. Yes, ma'am. Had they been content only to watch, all it would have been well done.
Okay. So what are the combatants here? Who are the participants in the fight?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
one
the
was a
participants
Manna and
were
other was a
Ma'am, Manu and the Jungle
Spectacles,
Crow.
Nina.
They
and
were the other two
Jungle Crow.
spectators who have also come to see the fight. So Jungle Crow and Mina are the spectators, and combatants were Cobra and Mongoose. Okay, and they did not know that author is watching them.
Ma'am, they had seen these preparations
Yes.
for battle.
Yes. Ridhima, read now.
Yes, ma'am. The cobra stood on the defensive, swaying slowly from side to side